Are you rethinking your purpose in life? Being centered in a strong spiritual connection is more important now than ever. Hi, I'm Bryn, Blankinship, hypnotherapist, international instructor, and author. Each episode, I'll share my experiences with guiding spiritual regression clients into the afterlife and the soul lessons gained, prompting you to explore your own soul's journey and empowering you by shifting your perception of yourself and your place in this world. I want you to know that you're here by design, not by accident. You are not alone. You are loved. You are here on purpose, for a purpose. When you stand in your truth and fulfill your purpose, you support others in fulfilling theirs. If this intrigues you, stay tuned in as we explore. So today we're going to talk about a really interesting topic. We're going to talk about the body that your soul chose. That's right. Your soul chose your body and how this body serves your path. So it's not random. It's on purpose for a purpose. And the soul chooses this body, but why? Why did it choose this one? All the options that it had. And how is this going to serve you on your path to experience whatever this body has in store for you? So when we incarnate, our clients discover this, and I'm sharing with you what I find out in session that my clients have shared with me, and many other hypnotherapists as well that do this deep soul work. So, clients, sometimes they want to understand why they choose this body. Maybe they're having challenges with it. Maybe they're not having challenges. It's a great body and they are enjoying it, but they just want to understand on a deeper level. So in session, clients are communicating directly with their soul. And in that connection, the soul is explaining more about body selection, why the soul chose the body and said yes to this amazing human body. So let's take a look at this. And, souls are advanced. Souls come to Earth for the experience of coming to Earth. They have to squeeze that bright soul light into the tiny little body to incarnate and experience all that Earth has to offer through the incarnations. And each body offers a different perspective. And through a series of themes that a soul is working on, that's where the learning takes place, through different body choices. There are different experiences that you're going to get, just like when you put on a different outfit. Each outfit has something about it that is unique. Well, putting on each body is going to serve the soul in a different way and provide a different experience. So, how does this work? Now I'm just going to give you a very simplified answer for today's show. But in pre-birth planning, the soul chooses, with the help of their guides, their soul group, that come together and reflect on what they're going to learn, what they want to experience as a soul group, and to create new paths for growth. And the soul chooses the gender, the body type, the personality type. That choice goes into each incarnation. So the soul and the human brain and the emotions produce one personality for one lifetime, if you look at it that way. It all comes together to create one personality, one persona per incarnation that person's going to experience. And, during these meetings in pre-birth planning, the souls talk about what worked in past lives, what didn't work, what they want to experience this time, some challenges that they faced. And then they also discuss the overreaching goal as a group, what the soul group is going to work on for this experience. So to give you an example of that, let's say a soul group is working on the various aspects of healing. and they have a particular, uh, they incarnate with a particular disease. Now, one may have the disease, one may be the doctor that's going to work on the disease and help that patient along with other patients, and maybe that's going to be that doctor's specialty. And one's going to work on a solution to prevent that disease. So that's how a soul group might incarnate together with similar connections to something, in this case, a disease. And there may be others that say, others in the soul group that say, well, I'll incarnate and I'll have a body that's going to carry that disease as well. So we can get to know each other through the experience of being ill, and then we can learn by the experience of being well. So that's how soul groups work on these various things. So if you find that you're at odds with your body, take a moment and just relax, okay? Your soul knew what it was doing when it chose this body. And the more you can accept your body and have a deeper understanding of it, you're just going to have a smoother go of it, okay? Now, think about the body and how amazing the body is. It's alive, it's breathing, it's got a heartbeat. Like, I'm not having to tell my heart to beat. I'm not having to remind myself to breathe. So it has all these natural abilities. It has the ability to mend broken bones, to heal cuts and bruises, to heal after surgery. It is, if you give it what it needs, it can heal from it. And then in some situations, it's meant to experience an imbalance in the body, such as a disease, to learn through that experience of having it and having the restrictions of it. So not only is the body self-regulating, but it carries an intelligence. It has a brain. It's able to communicate with others on the planet, but it's also able to communicate with its soul off planet through the connection that is set up with the soul prior to incarnating. So just these things alone are fantastic. But there are so many other things that the body does that we don't even recognize. So find peace with your body. It's your vehicle for walking around on this planet. And I have an example that I'm going to tell you about. I had a client who was a massage therapist, and she was talking about the soul body integration. And this is taken directly from her session. The brain is a good fit. It's compatible and no resistance. It's a perfect blending compared to other bodies. This one was calm, a calm brain, peaceful, open, and not affected by emotions. It was an easy merge as this body accepted its soul integration. Sometimes you have to work to really find the roots. Sometimes it's hard, but this one was easy. So that was the client in the chair, in session, describing her soul integrating with her body in this current incarnation. It was pretty incredible to be sitting on this side of the seat, listening to the client explain that. And that's how these sessions roll. Now, I have another client, another example of a client session where you might have, for soul growth, you might have a low energy, quiet, passive soul that chooses a highly emotional, restless body. And they might do this to move past fear, a fear of taking risk, by experiencing a body that's in opposition to their soul. So whatever your body situation, it's appropriate for what your soul is meant to experience this time. Now, there are also some things that you're doing that could be stressing out the body and soul connection. And so things could be a little smoother if you would learn to open up those connections. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But I get a lot of questions about bodies that are not healthy. So I didn't focus today's episode on healthy bodies because when everything's running smoothly, we don't think about it. So if you have a nice, strong, healthy body and everything's running smoothly, I want you to think about that and appreciate that because that's what your soul lined up for this time. And if you have a body that is experiencing imbalance, disease, you know, learn to give your body what it needs, learn to pay attention to your body, and find ways to move out of the lows and into the highs. So maybe it's a body that needs more rest. Maybe it's a body that needs certain foods and needs to avoid other foods. Maybe it's as simple as those things and the body runs smoothly. So your body is talking to you. And your soul is there communicating with you. So ask your soul to guide you to what your body and mind need. Ask your soul for help. Even if you're not in a session, find some quiet time, tune in, ask for guidance, pay attention, and then notice what you notice. And then repeat that. And then after you have a strong connection, then you can start to follow that guidance. At first, just test it and kind of play with it to recognize when you're open to the guidance. Then you can start to really trust that guidance and work with it. So, I studied with and taught with Michael Newton. I helped start the Newton Institute and worked with him. And Michael always used this example of a handicap body when we were talking about life selection and body selection. And the soul knows the challenges that it will face. All right. And the greatest potential for soul growth is through those challenges, and that's for the soul group as well. And he always gave the example of Christopher Reeve. Now, Christopher Reeve played Superman, and he had a strong, healthy body up until the age of 42. And then at 42, he had a fall from a horse and he was injured, paralyzed actually. And, the way Michael looked at it, and I do too, is that was living two lifetimes in one. You had the strong, healthy experience, mobility, and then you had the restricted, limited body. And his son, his wife, they also had lessons from his injury as well as part of a soul group experience. And then his wife died and the young son was left behind. So again, even more of a soul group experience that they went through. And I can't even imagine um, how dynamic this was for a soul group to go through these experiences, not only of the riches and the fame, that portion, and then being restricted and limited and the health issues, and then losing the one you love, and then for the son, losing both parents at different times. You know, those experiences leave residue in the body of remembrance, but it opens a person to love. It opens them to compassion, to caring for someone that you care about who's hurt. It opens up all of those things by the body that had the injury. So some of your deepest relationships are formed through these experiences and they echo through lifetimes and then they carry over into other lifetimes as the caretaker or as the one who's being taken care of. And the soul sets this up. The soul sets up these dynamics for an experience that it's going to get an experience unlike any other. No two dynamics came together in a different lifetime to create this for that soul. Each experience is unique to a lifetime, even if it's the same illness, even if it's a strong, healthy body, each experience is still different per lifetime because you are coming together with the soul, the human body, different human body, different genes, different ancestors, all of that comes together into the incarnation that you're in. Now, I thought it would be fun to talk about why your soul has chosen this incarnation, and to give you an example of one of my clients who went into a caveman lifetime. So the soul was explaining to my client why the soul chose that type of lifetime to experience. And so the soul said in session that um, the human form is very difficult. It can only handle vibrations that are of a certain rate. And the first humans were very animalistic. So the soul says, I went in there, but there were no thoughts. The mind was empty. I tried to make contact, but it was empty. They didn't think. I couldn't stay. I had to come out. And then the soul said later, they told me I should go back again and help. So many lifetimes, finally making progress, the soul was able to incarnate into other bodies and into the body of my client, who was able to share that with me. So, even cavemen had souls, but it was difficult for that caveman brain and body to connect. We are not in that time period. We are in a different time period. So there are things that you can do to step in more fully, because our role is to step into our lives as ourselves. That's it. Your soul line this up. Stop playing small. Stand in your truth, stand out for who you are, and step into the role that your soul has created for you. If you have a sick body, if you have a strong body, that's on purpose. Your soul purpose is being played out through the body that you're in, no matter what type of body you have. There's healing that takes place. There's growth. Each body offers a different connection and a different experience for the soul. So just take that in for a moment and think about yourself. Think about your body. And each experience we're learning for ourselves, and we're learning for our ancestors as well, and for the ones that will come after us. We all play a part in this, and showing up in new ways brings growth for the soul to experience. The soul is very wise. The soul has to shrink it down to come here in these bodies to experience, and then to remember how to reconnect. The soul already knows the soul already knows how to connect. We are learning in these bodies how to connect more. More and more people are awakening to this ability. People have had this ability for generations. It's been there, but more and more people are awakening to their spiritual gifts and their ability to do this. And so I want to thank the hypnotherapist and the Michael Newton for bringing Life Between Lives, past life regression, those past life regressionists, hypnotherapists that came before me, that gave me the foundation to build my work upon, right? So, because we're having more awareness, and as we're having more awareness, this is global. I have clients all over the world who come to me for sessions. We do it online. We work through time zones to do this. I have students all over the world who are doing this work and loving it. And so I love that my mind, my body, my soul set me up for this experience to be able to help others, because I've gone through my own experiences to be able to do this. And I had questions from a very young age that I'm now answering through the work that I do. Because I used to ask, where do we come from? How did we get here? They used to talk about life everlasting, but I wanted to know where we came from. And how come Some people know how to do certain things and other people don't, right? So we're all playing a part. So as you tune into your body, what is your body showing you? Thank your body. First of all, thank your body for housing you as the vehicle that, excuse me, as the vehicle that carries you on this planet. And be very careful how you're speaking to your body. Because just like messages from water, Masaru Emomoto, your body carries energy that you're feeding it. If you're always being negative and sending negative energy to your body, that's like draining a battery. But if you're saying positive things to your body and appreciating your body, then that's like charging up a battery. It's helping you connect. So it's not just about talking to your body, it's also what your body is revealing to you. What is your body trying to tell you? So some of these imbalances that the body is experiencing might be telling you you need to get more sleep. You need to lay off the caffeine. Are you eating the right foods? If you eat these foods and your stomach is in knots, that is not the right food for the body. If you feel better when you eat these other foods that are cleaner and lighter, that's a sign to the body that the body is giving to you. So I'm trying to give you some practical tips as well and things that you can start thinking about in your own life and try to tune in and, let's take the spiritual and bring it into the now. How is this going to help me now, knowing that my body thrives on more sleep? That my body thrives on no caffeine and enjoys tea, herbal teas, Play around with it. Discover the foods that work for your body and the ones that don't. Listen. Find some quiet time without headphones and TVs and without music. Some people have their headphones on all day, listening to music all day. Try it with no music and see what comes through. I get in the car with the radio off and let the just let whatever comes through come through. It used to drive my husband nuts. He was like, "How can you stand it?" Sometimes I want no sound so I can listen to my inner voice coming to me while I'm driving a car, which is a hypnotic activity, by the way. This is the other part of your brain. So you're tapping in, and then, of course, pay attention while you're driving. I don't think that needs to be said, but just in case. But pay attention to the messages that are coming through and notice the body, the mind, the soul is speaking through your body, through your mind, sending signs in various ways, not just the double digit angel numbers, so many other ways that your soul is speaking to you. That's just one way that it's getting your attention. There's so many signs, and your body is speaking to you as well. So some clients that don't feel connected, they say they feel more of an observer. A lot of times they come to Earth with other abilities and they're from other planets. So they've developed these abilities on other planets and brought them here. They might be intuitives or empaths and just feel out of sorts. Those bodies need to find like a buffer. And I mentioned this in a previous show, but put up your energetic bubble around you. Don't be afraid to go out in public. Just put up a little bit of a buffer so that you can handle other people's energy and you're not absorbing theirs because your energy is bigger and it's taking up more space. If your energy is bigger and not withdrawn, then you're not going to absorb so much of their energy. That's just one thing that empaths and intuitives can do. And then tune in and notice what messages your body is sending to you. But if you don't feel connected, if you feel more like an observer, that's often a sign that you bring abilities from a different planet. We all come from different planets, by the way, to inhabit Earth, but that's for a different show. Another thing you can do is find your passion. what's unique to you as your passion and amplify your soul light by doing that, finding time for that thing, embrace it, and open your connection to Gaia, to Earth. Get outside, breathe the fresh air, feel the sunlight, feel the moonlight, feel the earth beneath your feet. Go to the beach, go to the lake, put your toes in the sand, go to the mountains, breathe in the fresh air. Whatever charges you up, do that. Breathe it in, and then when you're home and you can't get to those places, bring it up in your mind. Bring up your favorite place in nature and let that charge you up. Sit quietly on your back porch and just bring in the sensations of your favorite place and let all of that ignite your senses. It could be somewhere on earth. It could be somewhere that's not earthly. That's also an indication of where you're from. So your body has everything that it needs for this incarnation. And to help you connect, you have to release. So I'm going to give you an affirmation. I release any negative thinking about my body, and I embrace it and all that it offers and provides me. I trust myself and all that I am. That is an affirmation to help you feel stronger within yourself and to remind you that your soul knew what it was doing when it chose this body. It created this body for this incarnation, and you are in partnership with your soul as you walk along the planet, as you go through these experiences. And so look for ways that you can have better experiences, that you can learn through happiness instead of pain, that you can learn through joy instead of sorrow. Find the silver lining, and that will help you. So you're listening to Bryn Blankinship, the Afterlife Teacher, and you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, and you can also join my newsletter at brynblankinship.com. And until next time, thank you so much. And think about your body and how it serves your path. You've been listening to Afterlife Teacher, Soul Lessons bringing you full circle with Bryn Blankinship. Tune into Transformation Talk Radio for more discussions of the soul's journey across different lifetimes and soul lessons gained, helping you to consider the deeper reason you are here. Bryn shares her wisdom spanning 20 years of guiding spiritual regression clients into the afterlife and connecting them with their spiritual team and soul's purpose to bring them full circle, helping you gain insight into your own soul's purpose while supporting others in fulfilling theirs. Living in partnership with your soul, with less worry and greater trust, you can be in divine flow and thrive. For more information on becoming a certified hypnotherapist and regressionist and assisting with the global transformation taking place, visit brynblankinship.com.